Hi, welcome to the Youth Futures Exploring Careers session. What to expect from today's session? We're going to introduce the Youth Futures team and the support that we offer. We're going to make career exploration hopefully feel a little less overwhelming. We're going to share some practical tools and resources. We're going to work in a way that hopefully will encourage open conversations between yourself and others to support that career exploration. We're going to support you to build confidence in taking the next steps, and most importantly, figuring out where to go next. So who are we? Who are the Youth Futures team? As you can see, that photo might be a little bit old, but we are a small team based at Lancashire County Council. There are currently 3 of us on the team. Myself, Steph Kenyon, I cover Central Lancashire, so Preston, South Ribble and Chorley. We've got Anna Volnick, who covers North Lancashire, which is Lancaster, Morecambe, Fowle and Wyre. And we've got my colleague Imtiaz Shah, who covers the East, which is Pendle, Rossendale and Burnley. So between us, we cover most of Lancashire, and for any areas that we don't cover, we do our best to work with them regardless. So what do we do? Who are we? What is the point of us? We support young people aged 16 to 17 up to the August after they turn 18. So it gets a little bit confusing, but it's all to do with that academic age. So there's 2 years that you would be at college from leaving school up to the summer you've just turned 18. We also support those, our primary focus is on supporting those who aren't currently in education, employment or training. Our main focus is to offer careers advice and guidance, but we do look at the bigger picture too. A lot of the young people we work with need extra support in different areas such as mental health or well-being. And whilst we aren't counsellors and we don't offer that kind of guidance, we work with a huge range of partners and help connect those young people to get the support they need. And then when they're ready to, they can work with us on those next steps. We don't push college or apprenticeships or any specific one route because that's not right for each individual. What we will do is work with each young person, the one that we have in front of us, and figure out what their next step should be, what is it that they want to do, and how can we help them get there. Our service is voluntary, so young people choose to work with us. It's not a requirement that they get involved, and they have to want to do that work with us. So when we're here, when they're ready to do it, not before then. We can't place anyone in education or training. We don't have set opportunities or pathways for each young person. What we're here to do is to listen, guide and support and help young people, parents, guardians and partners understand the opportunities available for young people in this position. Our one statutory requirement that we have to do to support the council is we have to keep all data up to date. So that's something called destinations. And what this is the current activities of the young people. So if you're not in college, then we need to check where you are, usually every 3 to 6 months, to keep that information up to date. So if you get lots of contacts from us saying, please let us know what you're doing, this is why. If you don't want help or support at that time, that's absolutely fine. But we do need to keep that data up to date. We work with lots of local partners in our different areas to help young people have access to opportunities, advice and support that fits their needs. We are very keen to encourage young people to get involved in different opportunities. We hoard young people and say you have to work with us. We will support you to engage with lots of different things in your local areas as appropriate. So, for a lot of people, they're not sure what's next, and that's absolutely okay. For many people that are adults, they will probably say, I'm 36 and I still don't know what I want to do, because it's a big question and it can be quite scary. One of the biggest things to remember is you're not alone. It's completely normal to feel unsure or stuck. Lots of people do. And it can be quite overwhelming when you look around you and think that everyone else has got it sorted and everyone else knows what they're doing and you're the only one that's sat here thinking, uh-oh, what happens next? You're definitely not alone. People are very good at hiding the things they're worried about. Think about one of the things that people are worried about is that timeline. You have to do it at the right time. You have to do it at the right pace. Look at everybody else, they're already ahead and you're left behind. That can be the feeling sometimes, and that's okay to feel that way. But just remember, there is no right timeline. You work at the pace that suits you. There are specific things that happen at different times of the year, such as the academic year, and unfortunately, nothing we do can change that. but there are things that you can do to prepare you on your timeline. Try and remember you've already overcome challenges. You've already gone through whatever you've been through, and give yourself some credit for that. Remember what you have achieved. This is your journey, no one else's. So, one of the first things we tell you to do when you're exploring career is to figure out what you like and don't like. For me, I love working with people. That is weirdly something I really enjoy, although I do wonder why sometimes. But I hate maths. I absolutely cannot cope with numbers, fractions, decimals. It completely hurts my head. So think about, what do you enjoy doing? What do you like doing day to day? What are your hobbies? What was your favourite subject or activity to be doing during school time or at home? But I think it's also really important to think, what do you not enjoy? Like I said, I really disliked maths. So when I was looking at my career choices, I made sure that I did not have to do maths, because that was not going to be something I excelled at or something I wanted to do. Think about questions like, do you like working with people? Do you like being hands-on? Do you like solving problems? These kinds of abstract questions can help us figure out what might be a good next step for us. Your likes and dislikes help shape your career ideas, and that ultimately is what helps you figure out where to go next. So think about what you can do already. You've already got skills. You really do. Trust me. I promise you already have skills. Even if they don't come from school or work, think about things that you're naturally good at. Chatting. Even though I keep stumbling over my words, I can talk for England. You give me 5 minutes and I can chat at you about nonsense. And that's something I'm generally good at. Are you good at fixing things? Are you the one that your parents turn to when the computer stops working? Or maybe you put up your grandma's bookshelf last week because your granddad's no good at it. Think about what it is that you are good at. What can you do well just automatically in your day-to-day life? Everyday experiences count. So think about places where you care for others. Do you look after younger siblings? Do you walk the dog? How do you manage your time effectively? So you might think, well, I don't. You probably do, because you don't just sit doom scrolling all day, even if that's something that you do far too much. Think about how you solve problems. Are you organized and methodical? Are you creative and thinking out of the box? Things like soft skills, communication, teamwork, and resilience are valuable in any job. And if you search for what are the things that employers ask for more, those are always at the top. So think about the skills that you already have and how you can build on them further. Exploration. It's really important that you take time to reflect on what you're good at and what comes naturally to you. If you choose to follow a career path which is going to be challenging for you at every angle, this could be setting yourself up for failure. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but just think about things that you are good at and what comes naturally to you, and how can you potentially use that in a future career. Think about past hobbies or experiences. Did you join Scouts as a kid? Maybe you didn't stick at it, but did you do it? What did they teach you? What did you gain from that? And that can be things as practical as, I learned to tie knots, I learned to start a fire. But think about what also came with that. To tie knots, you need to be patient. You need to have a bit of a creative flair. You have to remember how to problem solve different things. To start a fire, you have to have safety precautions. You have to be aware of dynamics when you're putting things together and how they could potentially work together. So it can be difficult when we're doing this for ourselves. I know I struggle with this when I'm doing this for myself. What are my skills? What are my abilities? So sometimes it's easier to notice patterns. Think about what you would say is your strengths. What do you do well? And again, think about what you don't do so well, because noticing those patterns will help you start to figure out how to explore who you are, what you have to offer, and what you want to do in the future. It's not necessarily about choosing the right career straight away. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes you find yourself in a situation where you just need a job. You just need that next step. You just need to go to college. You just need an apprenticeship. But in that just need, there are options. There are things that you can tweak, things that you can try in different ways. So it is important to explore and understand yourself. Some top tips, okay? So pay attention to what energizes you, the things that make you feel confident or curious. These often point to your strengths. I am a massive book nerd. Shocking. I know. But what does that say about me? What does that say about my strengths? I am very curious. I am very nosy. I always want to know what things are and what things are doing. Shockingly, that made me a really good careers advisor because I like to explore the world. I like to see what other people are doing and how I can potentially help other people understand that. Writing it down, whether that's on your phone, on paper, journaling, scrapbooking, messaging yourself on WhatsApp, whatever it is, keep a list of the things that you enjoy, keep list of things that you're good at. It helps you spot patterns. If you are just doing it in your head, it can be quite difficult to keep track of all those things. So having a physical list somewhere, somehow, can help you spot those patterns a lot easier. Think about your wins. This is something a lot of people struggle with. I know I do. Think about what have you done well, whether that's big or small. Moments where you've solved a problem or you've helped someone or you've got stuck with something that was difficult but still managed to work your way through it. Be honest with yourself. It's really okay not to love everything. It really is. Not everybody does. And anybody who claims they do possibly needs help because that is concerning. Um, it's okay to feel unsure. It's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to not know where to go. But it's really important to find that self-awareness, to find that first step in your direction. Find those patterns, find those strengths, find those things that you enjoy. So we've talked a little bit about what you can do for yourself to help you explore those possible career paths. But what does this actually look like? How do you do it? How does this become actual career exploration? And what do you do it with? Friends and family is one of the biggest things that most people will use to help them plan their career. Every time there's any kind of research done into people who plan their careers, friends and family always come out as one of the biggest resources people use. So chat to people around you, get to know them, know what they do, because once you do that, you're able to ask them what they know about you. What do they know about your strengths? What do they think you're good at? Often those around us see us much more clearly than we see ourselves, and they're likely to have noticed something that you have probably missed. Share your ideas and thoughts. So talk through those possible ideas. I really like the idea of doing this as a job, or I'm really interested in possibly having this as part of my career, or is that even an option? How would I get into that? Talk them through those ideas. It can help it become clearer in your mind. Talking to yourself, like I'm doing now, can be quite difficult and quite lonely. So think about talking to those around you and helping them make your ideas clearer. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. It is quite a difficult society we live in now, that we are always connected through our phones, but that means that we're often physically alone, and it can feel quite difficult to reach out to ask people for support. So ask those around you for support. Ask them to see what they think your strengths are. Ask them for their ideas and options to help you move forward. In-person support. So obviously Youth Futures, we're based in Lancashire. We do offer one-to-one support, advice and guidance in person. We run drop-in events across the county in different locations. We don't have an office as such, because what we do is work out in the community in libraries and cafes and things like that. So if you meet our criteria, that's 16 to 18, living in Lancashire and not in education, employment or training, you are eligible for in-person support from ourselves. So get in touch. If you attend a local college or a training provider, they are required to have access to careers guidance. So they will have a careers department. Go and ask the reception where they are. Go and have a chat with them. Community hubs often run events or drop-ins across the county. So think about finding your local children, family and wellbeing centre or targeted youth support or job centre, because they will have lots of support available, and it's always worth going and asking that question. The temptation is to just look online and see what you can find, but often, especially in community settings, websites are outdated because it's an extra admin task for them to do. So ringing, emailing or messaging someone, actually talking to a human being, will give you a much better understanding of what's available. Talking face to face can help make things clearer. We are social creatures, whether we like it or not, and being around another person and chatting through concerns, challenges, ideas, things that we enjoy help us figure out what we want to do. It broadens our minds to different options, and it is an important part of careers guidance. So please talk it through face to face with somebody. It might feel awkward, and it often does, but an in-person chat generally has a much bigger impact. So in a way that is comfortable to you, try to work towards this being a big step for you. Online resources. We live online, so there are lots and lots of different resources that are available online, but they are not all created equal. When you are looking for careers advice and guidance, a lot of research shows that young people are generally turning to things like TikTok and Instagram, which is great because we learn so much about what other people do. But when you are looking for practical, specific careers advice, stick to trusted websites. Think about prospects.ac.uk, think about the National Careers Service, and things like Careers Pilot. We do have an online resources booklet we can share, so if you'd like that, please do get in touch. Career quizzes can be great fun to help you match your interests to job ideas, but take them with a pinch of salt. They aren't fact, they aren't wholly inclusive. It would be impossible to put every single job into a career quiz. So they give very basic and generic ideas, but they can be helpful to give you an idea. Even if you do the quiz and it goes, the results that you get are absolutely not something you would ever want to do, that not liking it and saying no can be just as powerful as being given a really good answer. So watch videos, read real life job stories. Places like the NHS Careers website has got fantastic videos of people doing the jobs that they do within the NHS. And most companies will have these kinds of things available on the website. They can be really helpful to understand what jobs are available and what people actually do day to day. Could you say that you know what a journalist actually does day to day? How about a landscaper for the NHS? How about somebody who works for a truck company in an office? What do they do? What actually is their job? One of the biggest problems with careers is not knowing what is actually out there. I'm a careers advisor and I still don't know half of the jobs in our local area. There's far too many. So watch videos, read real life job stories, have a nosy, be curious. And also save those links. Don't The worst thing you can possibly do is be looking at a website or watching a video that's really interesting and then you can't find it 3 days later. So save the link, screenshot it, send it to yourself, write down the name, however your brain works best. Don't lose things that interest you. Skills building. This can be something that can feel quite intimidating and you don't know where to start. We all have skills and we can all build on them to gain more proficiency at them or new skills altogether. A good place to start if you're not sure or you're not too confident about working in person quite yet, look for short courses or workshops available online or in person if you're ready for that next step. It isn't about being perfect. It isn't about getting everything correct the first time. We learn skills bit by bit and it's messy and it's a bit like a jigsaw that we put together in our own selves and everybody learns it differently. If you think about potentially volunteering, this is a great way to build confidence and build your skills to be able to be a successful candidate in the future. If all you do is sit at home and don't get involved in anything, you're in real danger of being left behind. So get involved in something in any way you can. Think about how you can build those soft skills too. So it might not be volunteering that works for you, but actually you go and help out at, I don't know, your little brother's school event where you've got to talk to a lot of different parents and kids. You've got to go to football with your friends, and whilst it's not an official team, you've got to do problem solving and team working. Think about how you can build those soft skills that pushes you a little bit further. Every experience counts. I can't stress this enough. Even if it's not a formal job where you've been paid, every opportunity where you can do something different, get out of your bedroom and do something a bit more is important and it counts. So take every opportunity that you can to build those next steps, There is no golden perfect thing that you can do. All you can do is put one foot in front of the other and try something different. So top tips for this: how do you do it and what do you do it with? Start with what's around you. Think about local places like youth hubs, community centres, or even chat with somebody that you can trust. All of these things open doors. You might not know what you can find out if you don't see what's around you. Use your own network. Your friends, your family, people that you know might have ideas or experiences or connections that are worth exploring. Do you know what your parents do? Do you know what your carers do for work? Do you know what your neighbour's job is? Not many of us do these days, but that's how we can make links, by exploring what is around us. Build your confidence through action. Try something new, even if it's something small, even if it's a 6-hour online work experience through SpringPod, even if it's something that feels like it's just tiny. It doesn't matter if it helps you learn what works for you, if it helps you move forward. Just keep building that confidence through next steps, next action. What else can you do? Big, small, medium, doesn't matter. Keep track of your progress and celebrate it. Try and be conscious of those conversations. Make notes or ideas to help you explore what you want to do to step forward. Even if it doesn't lead you to a decision, even if it leads you to a dead end, keeping track of that progress, remembering the things that you did and didn't do, the things that you did well, the things that you absolutely hated and never want to do again, that were really embarrassing, will all help you build those skills to move forward in your career. So this is an activity that I like to do and encourage anybody to get involved in. It's a bit like a pick and mix. So from a young age, you will have been told, what do you want to do when you grow up? And then all through school, there's so much pressure to get your GCSE choices right, to get your exams perfect, to remember this is your future. You've got to get it right. You've got to know what you want to do. What I want to do is take that pressure and throw it in the bin. Forget about it. We don't need that pressure. We're going to have some fun. So we're going to treat exploring careers like a pick and mix. Everybody's been stood in front of a pick and mix in some format, somewhere, somehow. You've got that massive wall or plates and everything in front of you, and you've got to pick what you want to put in your cup or bag or plate. That's what we're doing with careers. You've got your cup, you stand in front of all these gorgeous sweets, and you're going to pick what you want to go in your cup and what you absolutely don't want to go into your cup. So you're going to browse career ideas. You're going to look at job. You're not going to think about job titles as in, I want to be a hairdresser. No, no, no. We're not doing that. We're focusing on what the job involves. So I want to be a hairdresser. No, you don't. I like talking to people. That's going in my cup. I am really interested in doing a hands-on job. That's going in my cup. I'm really interested in doing something creative. That's going in my cup. I don't like doing maths, so I don't like that that's part of the job. That's going to stay on the wall. Don't want that. Okay, that's what we're doing. What are you going to keep? What are you going to leave there? Think about your likes and dislikes. Think about what instantly interests you. If you're reading a job profile or if you're watching a video of what somebody does for work, what instantly makes you go, ooh, what's that? How does that work? How do I find out more about that? Think about those moments, and also think about the moments where you sat there going, oh God, shut up, move on, this is so boring, because those are also helpful. Remember, knowing what you don't like is just as important as knowing what you do like. Make sure you save what stands out. So we're putting it in our cup, we're taking it home. We're not looking at those chocolate mice on the wall and thinking, oh, they look really good, I'm just going to leave them there. What's the point? Get them, shove them in our cup, they're coming home with us. So keep them safe. Okay, and reflect over what you do. I always say with this activity, it shouldn't just be something that you sit down and do for 10, 15, 30 minutes once. This is something that you should come back to repeatedly and do in little bits of increments. When I used to work in a college, I used to say to my students, when you sat on the bus in the morning before your mates got on and you're bored, do it then. Back in the day when TV shows had adverts, do it during the adverts. During those moments where it's downtime and you can relax into something, but you don't just want to sit and stare at a wall, this is when you can do these things. And as you do it more and more over time, you'll start to notice what you've collected, what patterns are there, and it can help you build some ideas about what are your options. And remember, share it with someone. It will help you build that journey. It's okay to keep it quiet and keep it to yourself until you're feeling a little bit more confident, but don't keep it to yourself forever. So now what? We've been through that 25 minutes of listening to me talk. You've probably zoned out at points, and that's absolutely fine. But that's the point of this recording. You can go back and watch it as many times as you need to, skip to different points, and think about what you need to do. If you are in our group, so 16 to 18, living in Lancashire, not in education or employment or training, get in touch with us via those details. If you are not in that group and you don't know where to turn to, think about looking at the National Career Service. They have a free phone line that you can ring. Think about getting in touch with your local job centre or Citizens Advice Bureau. Think about seeing what your local community centres are offering. There is lots of resources available out there, but you need to go and speak to people in person. Remember, websites can be outdated. And that's it from the Youth Futures today. Thanks so much for your time.